Here we
Hello and welcome to The Worst Movie Ever Made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind, to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Hockman. I'm joined by my co-host and fellow mad scientist, Rob Scucci, and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you, and why are we doing this?
I am great because I fixed the soundboard, and it's been a pain point for us. People who listen to the show may not notice, but sometimes the clips drop out, and then I have to go in and post and like put them back in. But we're doing video now. We can't do that. So, if you go to the worstmovieevermade.com, you'll see our YouTube link, and you'll notice that the audio and video are always synced up perfectly. And we're going to use that soundboard to play clips from none other than 1995's Judge Dredd. Anything you want to add to that, Bob?
No, speaking of soundboards, I'm excited to. I have a physical soundboard my son got for his birthday or Christmas one year that he's never touched. So I'm thinking of self-teaching myself how to add the occasional sound effect to our show.
Let me ask you this, Bob, because Chris and I, we have kids a little younger than yours. What is the appropriate statute on like taking presents back if they don't play with them and you want to play with them?
Good question.
Is it 1 year, 2 years, 6 months?
Well, taking them back as much as they're gonna eventually just stop playing with them or forget they have them.
Okay.
So there's no statute.
I've got this blippy phone in the other room I'm just dying to use. So
I was going to make the same joke, but with Play-Doh.
Oh.
No statute on Play-Doh.
Oh, nice. You got any YouTube comments worth hearing?
I got 4 of them, yeah. So,
nice.
and these are kind of in line with what I thought about the movie, so I'm just going to read them out and let them speak for themselves. Best part of this trailer is Rob Schneider saying, "Mr. I am the law." The next one is, "I'm just watching the movie. The thing that impressed me most is that the special effects are better than the Star Wars prequels effects. Very good futuristic plot, and of course, the Stallone touch. Don't expect an Oscar script."
That's fair.
One of the coolest movies of my childhood. And then here's the banger. I saved the banger for last. "Underrated classic movie. No wonder my dad said this movie is better for the atmosphere than the new one. I read Judge Dredd comics, and yes, the Mega City one has a lot of lively atmosphere. I also love how they made the cool graphic effect despite the limited technology. The potential is wasted by the movie plot, sadly. Still a great classic movie in the 90s.
I agree and disagree, and we'll get into why.
It's like you agree, but you like suck air through your teeth at the same time a little bit.
Yeah, which is easy for me because I have an underbite.
Nice.
Ouch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we talked about this, didn't we?
We did.
Test number 1, the worst of its kind.
Is this film the best of the worst or the worst of its kind?
I think that this is largely because it's an action movie and even a comic book movie, but the rest of these are action movies and a couple are comic books. Starting with Blade with Wesley Snipes. You guys seen that?
Long time ago, but I liked it.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, okay. I feel like this has come up too. 57, it's Wesley Snipes. I think it's good. I think it's deserving of a higher score than that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good movie episode, kind of good though.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Rambo with Stallone. That's like 2008. Not like I know that some of the audience might be thinking like the First Blood movie. Mm-hmm. It's not. It's not that. It's much later. 37%.
Yeah.
That was a gore fest.
Was it? Yeah, I didn't even see it.
A friend of mine I work with forced me to sit down and watch it during 2 to 3 lunch breaks in a row, and I was disturbed. I haven't been right ever since.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers. Denise Richards' biggest name there, I think. 66%. I feel like that one's good too.
That's a great movie, and I think it didn't do well because I think it was pretty accurate satire of like how an army would work in like that kind of situation in people's lives. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take that movie seriously.
It's like the idiocracy of like sci-fi action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
I'll go with that. The Running Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, this is just such a good movie.
Love it.
I feel like we should do it, even though, and then instead we'll like talk about it like it's a bad movie, but instead we'll just talk about it like it's a good movie.
All right.
Yes, it is.
That'd be a good live show episode.
Yeah, it would. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Definitely. So, get your tickets now. Go to our website. Buy them now. We're coming to Bridgeport, Connecticut. We're headed to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And then we're headed to, you want to go to Nashville or you want to go Knoxville, Rob?
They both suck, but we have the Nissan Stadium here, so I guess we can do that.
Got a 67, by the way.
All right.
It deserves better. Peter Weller in RoboCop. Here's the heavy hitter of the 5.
That's probably gonna kill the grade curve, right?
Oh yeah, 91.
All right.
That's a huge score.
That's huge.
Yeah, it is. Bringing the average all the way up to 63.6, which is great because Dredd had a guesses.
Oh,
I'm gonna guess.
You go first, Bob.
I was gonna say like 35. That feels too high.
It's a good guess.
I was gonna say 40s, like 42. Because
22.
I feel like people really like this movie, even though we may not.
I know, but we're going by critic score, so
Yeah.
critics aren't people.
Nah,
20.
Average 41.6, or negative 41.6 rather, less than the average, and it's worst of its kind. That's
All
a
right.
big score. That was a bigger opening salvo than I thought Judge Dredd had in it, but I'm glad because this movie's stupid. I love it,
Yeah.
but it's stupid.
Yeah.
Test number 2, we're going haiku. Ain't that a pitch?
I got an idea for a movie, and here's my pitch. I get a job and quit my band, and you stop being a bitch. Ain't that a bitch?
All right, who's going first?
Don't care.
All right, me. I want to go. Judgy man gets judged by other judges. Hot, sexy kick pants.
Yes.
That was a good one.
I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's hard to really sit down to a big meal of a haiku because they're so short. But
Right.
that was a nice appetizer. Who's
Yeah.
next?
I'll go. Okay. Sly tries to be cool. Schneider tries to be funny. One of them succeeds.
Yeah. Rob Schneider.
Alone is Stallone. To trudge through the sludge as judge. Also, Rob Schneider.
All right, I'm going Rob's this week.
Me too.
I was gonna go Chris's, but I got majority, so
You
cool.
do.
Yeah. I appreciate that, guys.
I'm going to give it a 3.75.
All right.
I'm going with 4 for a Rob.
So what does that give us? Like a 3.89?
Yeah. Half.
3.83.
Oh, okay. Good
I
thing
can't-
we got a math guy.
I can't do mental math on the air. I promise. I swear I'm not stupid.
3.83. Nice one, Rob.
Ooh.
Okay, moving on. Test number 3. The worst dialogue.
This is not the greatest
Dialogue.
song in the world, no. This is just
Some bullshit.
Brilliant.
Really quick, Chris.
Yeah.
I just got the new soundboard like 20 minutes uploaded before the show.
Yeah.
I don't have any of the titles for the movie clips. They're just numbered 1 through 8. So.
Okay, yeah, they should be. That should be right.
All right.
Let's hope.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if we're in the middle of something and like, just if I might forget whether we're on 5 or 6.
Okay.
Give me
Yeah,
a little
I'll just remind you. I'll number them as I go, just so we know. Okay, number 10, Judge Dredd. I'm the law.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
How many times does he say that in the movie? I'm the law.
Quite a bit.
I'm the
Yeah.
law.
Too many times.
What do you want with your burger? Oh, that's snow. What game do you want to play at this arcade? How about the claw? All right, I'm moving on. Number 9,
Please.
the warden of the prison says, "So tell me, Rico, what is the meaning of life?" Rico says, "It ends," and then shoots like a laser through his throat.
Yeah.
So that he can't command the auto guns anymore.
Yeah.
It ends. That's not the meaning of life.
Yeah. It's not even
Yeah.
proper sentence structure or anything like that.
That's what bothered me so much about it.
It ends.
Improperly structured. Come on, Rico.
Sloppy.
Very. I agree. Number 8 is Hershey. That's Diane Lane.
Okay.
Requesting backup on the corner of Abbott and Costello. Why? I mean,
Yeah, why?
Would they get
That's
that
all I
reference? Would they get that reference in the year 3000? Like people in the year 2000 didn't get that. And it's like from 1945, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
from way back. I just, that was the question. I guess we all agree. Why? Why did they do that?
I think it was trying to be an Easter egg, but just it was too recent, even for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Number 7 is clip number 1. This one's actually, it's called Wiping.
Unavoidable.
Life doesn't mean much to some people anymore. You'd see that if you weren't always...
If I weren't what?
Always at the academy, sir.
Oh, don't you mean at the academy wiping cadets' asses? That's what they say in the squad room, isn't it?
It's irrelevant. You set the standard, sir.
Well, now you do. At least to many young cadets. You're a legend.
Sir,
You remember your days as a cadet, Joseph.
I remember what you taught me, sir.
You were my finest student. So, I've drawn a new assignment for you. Starting tomorrow, you're going to spend 2 days a week at the academy.
I'd be honored, sir. Unarmed combat or marksmanship?
Ethics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was, I don't know, the function there was to teach Dredd ethics, or that the guy who is the three-eyed raven is having him teach ethics to up-and-coming judges.
They were never clear. At first gloss, it was like I felt like he was being held responsible. Like, you punch a civilian, so you got to like go back to like the academy to like take a sensitivity training or something like that. But then he goes there and he's just teaching like a master class because he's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the him teaching scene doesn't make any sense because he's just teaching them, everything. But the ethics thing was meant to like make sure he learns ethics all over again because they're questioning him. And big shout out to the casting director to casting Max von Sydow. I mean, give me a break. That guy's a legend. I can't believe he signed on for this movie.
I can't either. I mean, he's in The Exorcist. He looks the same age. I more recently, as I mentioned, he's in Game of Thrones as Three-Eyed Raven, which is
he?
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
You got to check out 3 Days at the Condor with him and Robert Redford. It's a good one.
Yeah, sorry, excuse me as I jot that down. Condor, as in like the bird that you see sunning itself off on the rocks.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Number 6 is Dredd. This is another one where he says it a lot, so I just threw it in there because I want to know how you felt that this functioned. He says repeatedly, "I knew you'd say that."
Yeah.
What was the functionality of that? Was that humor entirely, or was that supposed to be like he has premonitions, or
It's humor because like it's he has that with his what's her name? Hershey. Yeah.
Hershey,
Herschel.
yeah.
But she says that to him, and he says that to like people that are like saying something that's seemingly predictable. But also, whenever Herschel saves his ass, she counts like how many times like he owes her.
Yeah.
like, throughout. So I felt like those things were in line with one another.
I agree.
I guess it was trying to be a catchphrase, a line that people would remember and say again, and it just didn't work.
I feel like the problem is I'll be back is something that people said, but not, it didn't have any special meaning. I knew you'd say that already had the connotation that it takes on in this movie. There was no extra element to lift it into the pop culture, zeitgeist like they were hoping it would. I think.
My second idea for a clip trailer was going to be him saying, I knew you'd say that like 4 times, and then P.B. Herman saying, I know you are, but what am I? And I that was way too much work, so I said I went with what I did.
Yeah.
Well, I liked what you did.
Yours was better because it cut straight to the credits.
Yeah, it was awesome. Number 5, this is the Angel Pappy Angel family. What would you call those? Like vigilante?
Oh, that was a crazy aside in that movie. Like that was really out there.
Totally nuts. I agree. And we'll talk more about it. But he has his youngest son shoot a rocket at the ship that's transporting Dredd and Rob Schneider, who goes by Fergie in this movie, by the way.
Yeah.
Before Black Eyed Peas was a glint in the eye. Anyway, Angel Pa says, by a blast of God they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils they are consumed. I don't there's a lot of problems here, and I'm nitpicking when I say by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed, they are consumed, whatever. Aren't they planning on consuming them as cannibals?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't have God consume them. And then nostrils. It's just, it takes any power away from the statement when you use the word nostrils.
They did that a couple times where they take like what would be like a regular turn of phrase and they change it to like so they can get like their little zinger in at the beginning when they're like they are the cops, the jury, and the executioner. They're the judges. I'm like, isn't the phrase judge, jury, and executioner?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. So maybe that was intentional, but it didn't strike me as such. It just felt like a bad word choice, and they just didn't.
It's a very bad word choice.
Number 4, Rico. I'm the only one that ever liked you. Dredd says, I'll be the judge of that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. You can't just force him in like that. This is where people started to make fun of Stallone for trying to be Arnold.
Yeah.
Stealing from his playbook, and that is like forcing in as many puns as you can.
Yeah.
Like ad-libbing. That, and Arnold does some bad work in the same fashion, but Stallone there, totally pathetic. I know he wrote that.
Yeah,
he's trying to make it an action movie, and it's supposed to be a sci-fi movie. I don't want to get too much into my worst production, but that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll skip right away to clip number 2 of the day. Take it away and break it.
My boy.
Dredd, there's no way in. Hello? Are you even listening to me? We can't just knock on the wall and say, hello, cursed earth pizza.
There is a way in. 6 years ago, 2 refugees figured it out. It's a vent to the city's incinerator. There's a burst twice a minute. That means somebody could run through that tube and have 30 seconds before it flames again.
And these refugees, they made it through, right?
Actually, they were roasted. But the theory's sound. Shall we?
Maybe we should consider other theories. Dredd!
I have multiple things to mention, but I'll let you guys go first.
Pipe logic again. Once again.
Oh baby, believe.
That's what brought Bob to us on the Catwoman episode.
You know, if we ever need, if we need if we need a full 25 blocks on the bingo card, that should be one of them.
Yeah, pipe
True.
logic.
It really
Faulty
should
pipe
be.
logic.
Man, because it happens so much. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is. In bad movies.
I want to go through and see how many movies we have faulty pipe logic in, and The Fugitive.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to
I mean-
test that theory on good movies and see if like good movies have like more proportioned pipes.
Yeah, I would like
Bad
to know the
movies.
ratio.
The
I'd
pipe
like to know
ratio.
the pipe ratio.
The
All right,
the
here's a couple things that I want to mention. First, God damn it, I know Rob is going to say that he liked this joke, but the cursed earth pizza thing was not
That's
funny,
pretty good.
Rob. It wasn't funny. I know you were already going to defend it, but
I'm watching it through the lens of like cornball, like Philip K. Dick style sci-fi, and in that context, it kind of lands. All I'm saying. I don't personally think it's funny, but like, I go, I don't think,
No, I love that line. I was very happy to actually hear that because I'm like, hey, good line, finally.
no.
So you're wrong, Chris.
Well, you both have names that rhyme, so there.
Okay.
Run through that tube is just an awesome thing to hear Stallone say. Like the way that he says tube just naturally is tube. It just makes it sound so dumb. I bet that was like 5 takes and he was like, all right, just go with it.
Fuck it.
And then at the very end when he's like, no, they were roasted, but the theory is sound. It's
Yeah.
supposed to make him sound smart, I think,
Yeah.
but it doesn't do that.
No.
It reminds me of the Dumb and Dumber when they talk about, he's like, oh, so they got away scot-free. He's like, no, they chased him down the road and slit their throats.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. You know how Rico had his right-hand science woman?
Yes.
Who
Yes.
was like also very pretty? She and Hershey are going at it,
Mhm.
like fist fight wise. And Rico's girl gets knocked to the ground. She looks up at Hershey and she goes, bitch! And then Hershey goes, judge, bitch! And then headbutts her.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh,
Brutal. 1, not cool. 2, not funny. 3, not enough for Diane Lane. You need to give her more. You have to give her more than that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1 is our third clip of the night. This one's called Futz.
You got 3 strikes, slow man. Stop one. Act 2. Strike 3. You killed Lake. You killed Junior. You killed my brothers. You killed Papa. 30 minutes will code 4722. Illegal use of city electricity. How do you plead? I knew you'd say that.
Graphics analysis? No.
Oh, Meyer, you stupid butts! I can't. You analyzed the wrong Viewey, all right? The wrong one, this one! I don't believe it. You just wasted 3 hours.
I had to keep it because she called him a futz.
A futz.
That was great.
Yeah,
They tried really hard not to have the R rating, and too bad.
yeah, seriously. Yeah, good call. That's definitely what they were doing. Illegal use of city electricity is his like go-to line when killing the most imposing bad guy in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was a badass.
You know what?
That's mean.
He was a badass. That guy with the hydraulics through his body, like that was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, his name was Mean.
Oh, nice.
It's kind
Yeah.
of true to life though, because like I feel like really big criminals that can never get caught on anything always get nailed on a technicality like jaywalking or something. So that's a fair piece of satire right there, I'd say.
I also don't really understand how he's using city electricity when he's not plugged into anything. Like, are they charging his batteries on city electricity?
Yeah, let's go with that.
That thing.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess they have like a charging port that he like sleeps in or
Yeah.
something. Who knows? Anyway, Stupid movie. Just stupid. Test number 4 is the worst production.
The worst production. The worst production.
Put your Holland tube to work.
The worst production. The worst
Production. Make my steaming go berserk.
Yeah.
The worst production brought to you by a new soundboard. Okay, so Stallone knows action films. Okay, he knows he knows what he's doing there. So usually he prefers a solid mix of action and comedy, as you've seen in all of his action movies. I don't think both of you have seen. Well, you both saw Demolition Man. I know that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but maybe
Cliffhanger.
a cliffhanger. Maybe not Tango and Cash. You didn't see that?
No.
Okay, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, however, the comic book that this is based on was much more dark and much more satirical. So it was more of a satire and very, very dark. The producers and the directors actually wanted that darker satirical movie, and Stallone, being the star, the person that was going to sell this movie and send it through the box office, wanted an action comedy. So unfortunately, they both were fighting their fight the entire way through this movie. And the result is a sloppy mix of those two things.
Yeah.
So I forget who mentioned this. We were texting back and forth, and I said they were trying to do too many things at once, and one of you said, yeah, Stallone took a dump in the toilet and mixed all of the story of this together, and that's what resulted. So
Rob said that, yeah.
Yeah, so the two taglines I wanted to put in worst production was great potential wasted and tried to do too much.
Yeah.
I think tried to do too much was the one that sat with me better, because they were literally trying to do sci-fi, comic book movie, action comedy, and unfortunately doing all three of those is just going to fail.
I like them both. I don't know. I feel like I should jot down great potential wasted because we have had episodes of tried to do too much, I feel like.
Okay.
Can't specifically remember what though, so maybe I'm just making that up. But yeah, they're both true, I think.
Yeah, and I'm bummed it's not sci-fi. I wasn't 100% sci-fi because like that's the kind of sci-fi that the visuals and like just the architecture and stuff would have made a great sci-fi movie.
I think if Stallone allowed for him to be used as something other than what he has established, in that way, like let it be a darker, more comment on the ugly way of human society kind of movie, that would have been really interesting. A cool move for his career. Would have made the movie way more for adults. It's certainly not for kids. So I guess we're again in that like where are we limbo of like maxing out the possible audience.
Well, definitely, it definitely is not a kids movie. So you're right. Mm-hmm. It missed the mark. It missed its opportunity to be something dark and something different for Stallone. And what they said about the comic book is that Judge Dredd would never take his helmet off. I guess he had some disfiguring scar, which I guess they alluded to with Stallone's scar that he had near the end. But I guess he would never, ever, ever take his helmet off. Like that was a very out-of-pocket thing for them to do.
Like the Mandalorian. Anyway.
In general?
I was going to say. Darth Vader.
Sure. Yeah. Wouldn't do it in public. In his like special little container where he finds his private time to play with his lightsaber.
Yeah.
He might take his helmet off. But all right. Let's start through Rob's app.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. Chris, you'll like this one because I think you inspired this one.
Ooh.
Today's episode of the worst movie ever made is brought to you by new Lionsgate psychological thriller, The Bernie Tonguey Man. You may wake up one morning and find a scalding hot tingle in your mouth from your morning coffee. You pay no mind toward it because hot liquid does this kind of thing. But behind every corner hides the Bernie Tonguey Man. That sizzling slice of pizza that gets the best of you? Have you looked over your shoulder for the Bernie Tonguey Man lately? Because he's going to get you. Ooh. And let's not forget about the steaming cup of cocoa from the Ski Slope Lodge. Dumb luck or murder. From the creators of the Bye Bye Man, the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man, and the Shawshank Redemption comes a film that critics have dubbed a sensory disturbance of the body and mind. The Bernie Tonguey Man is coming for you, so you better hide. Rated PG-13.
I am so glad they're finally making it, man.
Yeah.
The lore has existed for so long.
6 years. 6 years.
Could not believe that they hadn't turned that into a feature length yet. So
yeah, there we go.
The Bernie Tonguey Man, out in theaters soon. Yeah.
Yeah, Halloween.
Ooh, Halloween.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm going. Aaron's coming too.
Nice.
Test number 5, the most offensive.
Eric, did you just say the F word?
You? No, he's talking about
Kyle! Eric!
Dude, you just said it again.
Stanley! Kenny!
What's the big deal? It doesn't hurt anybody.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what's off color, what's distasteful here. I feel like it must have been Geostorm. I felt like there wasn't a whole lot. I do have more than Geostorm here.
Yeah.
But we're going to play a little mini game with Hot to Trot and see how it fares a little later on. Starting with number 1. Anyone being cop, jury, and executioner. No one should have that kind of power, yeah?
It takes away the checks and balances for sure.
Right.
Yeah, we all agree on that, I think.
Okay. Firing a grenade, therefore destroying a man's car in public where the car could potentially land on civilians. Passersby.
Yeah, they do that a lot in these movies.
Don't they, though?
Yeah.
As if he knows the blast radius of the car.
This is the bingo card moment. Just destruction of property.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. I will go commentless for now as we move to number 3. Judges walking straight into starvation after retirement.
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah, what the fuck? I was really bothered by that. Like, okay, your option is to stay working until you die, or be forced into the void.
I was waiting for them to like rip off a piece of clothes and spit on them as he's walking away.
Thank you for your service.
That's all they were missing.
Number 4, Fergie. Yeah, that's Rob Schneider. Why are you taking off his clothes? We don't have time for this. That is a homophobic rape joke.
It was a rape. It was a rape joke. Wasn't homophobic. He was just saying we didn't have time for this.
Counterpoint. Yeah,
he wasn't saying it was bad.
I guess not. Why are you taking off his clothes? Seemed like a negative. Like if you didn't know why, but yeah, rape on anyone, not necessarily. Okay, yeah, good point, Bob. Bob, this is why I went commentless before. Wanton destruction of small business in the bike chase.
Another bingo card moment. I ruined the segment.
He did it. He ruined my joke. No, but not with the grenade though. There is that like hover bike chase. The flying bike they choose not to fly all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, Stallone does the let me pull up and go up the wall trope. And the other cop on the Return to the Jedi speeder moment is like, oh, just like flies right into a business.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's populated. It could be a nightclub, who knows? Just killed 40 people. Like Guile in Street Fighter. He drives through the wall at the cage fight. Just destroying the place and almost killing everyone. Who knows? And lastly for me, before I throw it to you guys for mentions, maybe not expecting, but allowing Judge Dredd to just get right back to work at the end. I'm saying, though, that they are expecting him to do that because they had a suit, they had a gun, they had his badge, a bike, and didn't make him do any paperwork before he got back out on the streets.
Yeah.
Like, with no sleep the night before having fought the villain.
yeah, you underwent career sabotage at behest of your evil brother, have been traumatized intensely, you're sleep deprived. Here's a gun. Get back out there, champ. Yeah, now that you put it in through that frame of logic, that's kind of fucked up.
I think so. Yeah. You guys have anything else?
I feel like this falls into offensive. Is him killing all the other like foot soldiers that are really just judges following orders.
Oh yeah, true.
Like he's killing everyone in his path that aren't really knowing what the hell's going on in the first place. Like there's only like 2 people that know what's going on. Everyone else just following orders, you know?
Yeah, very good point.
Yeah, you think that, to Bob's point, that bring about some sort of like logical paradox where it's like, well, I am the law and I uphold the law, and they're following a different structure of belief, but that's their law, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
True. That's kind of an iRobot moment where like a judge cannot kill another judge unless. Anyway,
it bothered me so much, so I'm gonna slot it into most offensive.
Okay, that's very good. It's very good. It's true. Anything else, or we move on to test number 6, the worst acting?
No, that's it. Good.
Test number 4. The worst acting. Naturally, we'd use the Catwoman theme for this run. Yeah.
Anybody else bothered by the fact that we're still calling it test number 4 in the bumper?
I just caught that.
Every week I listen and I'm like, we really should, just for the sake of being.
I'm gonna do a low effort 6 over it.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, you guys know this is clip heavy, so we'll get into the 4th clip of the night, number 4. Number 1 of the worst acting. This one's called Sitting Duck.
Holy crud! He's a sitting duck out there.
He knows what he's doing.
The law! Drop your weapon! These bloods are under arrest! This is a final order! Hey! You want to be afraid of somebody? Be afraid of me!
Got it. Why don't I run down there and surrender? Sort of throw him off guard. Bad idea.
Hey, Dredd! Come and get us!
I knew they'd do that.
Judge Dredd, take cover!
Come on.
Oh, goodness.
You gotta give it to the Robster, though. I mean, like, this, it's funny in this movie because he's like, it's almost like his bad comedy makes him the straight man in this scene.
It does, yeah. Like,
which is kind of weird.
It makes him the sensible one, yeah. He's the only one with actual sense.
Yeah.
It's true. It is true. The guy who plays Ajax in The Warriors, he also plays Harry in the Dexter series. And he plays Raiden in the second Mortal Kombat.
Annihilation?
What's that?
Annihilation?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. I just watched it recently.
His name escapes me at the moment. I know the actor's name. Of course, it's not coming to me now when I can prove how much of a movie buff I am. He is awful in this movie. It's a cameo, and I feel like he was directed to go way over the top. But when he grabs Rob Schneider, or his right-hand man, I guess I wasn't sure. I don't think it was Fergie. He doesn't grab Fergie, but he grabs his like right-hand lieutenant, and he's like, "You want to be afraid of somebody? Be afraid of me." Like, the most Bat Dad moment of the South Park bingo card.
South Park,
yeah. It's totally ridiculous, completely over the top. But Stallone is also. We got another "I am the law" moment. Standing out in the middle of the street without his firearms or any other. Let's do this now. It's a catch-all, but that armor he wears is over his shoulder and face. The rest is tights.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
From tits to toes, he's covered in leotard.
Yeah, and no one said if that's armor or not. But on top of that, the part that gets me, and maybe this is also a catch-all, is he's speaking over gunfire. No one's gonna hear you.
Yeah.
True.
You know?
That's very true.
It's like, is he talking? I think he's talking.
Have you ever heard the Bill Burr bit about why he wants like a 22 caliber instead of like a 45, and everybody calls him a pussy? He's like, yeah, but imagine when someone invades your home and you have a higher caliber gun, and like you see your door flow and you pop off one shot and you miss, and it's just like, you can't see, and now you can't hear shit.
Yeah, that's a
Good point.
Yeah. Number 5. This is the second of the worst acting. This one's called New Beginning.
It's Dredd. Forget Dredd! There is no Dredd! Let me tell you what Dredd worships. He worships the law. He'd have blown you away the minute he found out how much you're pissing on it. Let him see what it's like to freeze his ass off in Aspen. Let him see what it's like to be me. There's a lot of work to be done. Janus. Well, where is it? You'll see it. When? Soon enough. In the meantime, I want chaos, Rico. That rock wall was just the beginning. Now I want fear racing through every street. And the council will have to turn to me. And to Janus. You want fear? I'm fear. You want chaos? I'm the chaos. You want a new beginning? Here. I am the new beginning.
Yeah, I cut that off a little early. I apologize. He goes, I am the new beginning. All right, it's time to lay into this motherfucker. Who is this guy? He sucks.
Dude, he sucks.
He's only cast because he vaguely looks like Stallone. I think he was by far the worst choice they made casting. Worst choice they made, period. This guy is awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him and stuff, but I can't place him as anything notable. So yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So over the top. Every time, like, he is chewing on all of his scenes like it's a giant glob of peanut butter. Like, the dude is over pronouncing every single word. Like, oh my God. I have many things to say about him, and I'll let them rest for now, so that I don't boil over. As we go to number 6, this one's called Treason.
It's inhuman. It's not for this council to play God.
No, Griffin, please restore the security blocks.
It seems none of you have the force of will that these times require. Central, leave Janus unlocked.
Griffin, this is treason. You have just sealed your fate.
No. You have just sealed yours. Rico!
Who says politics is boring?
Hey, Dredd! I thought it was you. That's right! Cover your ears!
Joseph.
The end. The Rico.
Joseph.
Yeah, I thought everyone in that scene was bad.
Yeah.
Extended it for context, I guess. That ended in the part where the prisoner is about to stab Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
Remember that scene, because I'm going to talk about it again a little later. The justice on the council, female one, that's like, you have just played your hand in a way that we can see all of your cards. This is treason, or what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Awful. Then the evil German guy from Beerfest is like, no, you're the one who has just, committed treason, or I don't remember what he says. Awful. And then he goes, Rico! Rico comes out from behind door number 3, and the music is overacting too. It's like,
yeah.
Get in. And just everything about it was just so over the top, so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else to add before we throw it to the last clip of this segment?
The only thing I wanted to add was the director the casting director wanted to make the cast, and this is a quote, of international importance. So he wanted the future to look more global, and they really failed. Like,
yeah,
that not once crossed my mind when I'm watching this.
Exactly. Like,
I'm sitting there with my popcorn, like, this really gives me a sense of global importance.
I thought that kind of fit that scene because they have the female, and that was as far as they got.
That's true. Yeah. Diversity.
That's right.
All right. Let's go with clip number 7. This is actually not the last because we're going to play you out with a little something special. This one's called The Law.
My favorite. I've been waiting for this.
Quickly, too. I should have put you down myself. Personally.
You know, I never understood that. Why did you judge me? Why did you judge me?
You killed innocent people.
The means to an end.
You started a massacre.
I caused the revolution.
You betrayed the law.
I betrayed this. Your council's experiment, which failed in you. I was your brother, your blood, your friend. Who betrayed who? When are you gonna stop being a goddamn slave and grow up? That's your birthright. That's your family. I'm your family. I'm the only family you ever had. Now choose.
The best thing you can do is kill me. Why? Because it's your only chance.
He used the rule of 3s like 4 times in that soliloquy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rule of 12s.
That's true. Why is he also like just fresh out of really disgruntled pizza shop owner? Like in the middle of Manhattan. That's what he sounds like to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Is that because Stallone has like a vaguely New York sound? Like they were genetically engineered together from like New York genes?
Yeah.
I think so. We're gonna say yes.
You can't make a clone as good as New York has it because of the water in New York. Water in New York makes better clones.
Polish their guns with gabagool.
Anyway, I think Rico is among the worst actors I've ever seen, and I would love to throw him into the ass cheek arena, but
yeah,
unfortunately, that's still smoldering as we speak.
One day it'll be back.
One day. That's what we should do. Is we should take all the actors from the 4 seasons and then just do a big ass cheek arena version of March Madness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a street melee. Yeah, I like it.
A battle royale.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's do fact or no fact.
We're only at.
My bad. Give me 1 second. Can someone give me hold music?
Yeah.
I knew I was missing one.
The Worst Movie Ever Made presents Fact or No Fact.
That's a bingo check right there.
During Chris's whole music, I was about to interlude with your call was very important to us, and
oh my god, that was great.
I lost it before. The music came in too early.
Oh my god. That would have had me rolling for sure.
All right, so the fact or no fact, I titled this one, instead of Judge Dredd, just Dredd, and I spelled Dredd D-R-E-A-D.
Right.
Exactly.
Classic.
Okay, so we're looking at 5 factoids where only one of them is an actual fact. And here we go. First one. The film crew gave Sly Stallone extra fire retardant on the back of his costume for the exhaust shaft scene, while Rob Schneider actually got none. He got no fire retardant at all. Okay, second one.
Hope that's true.
And by the way, these are all Rob Schneider inspired.
Sweet.
The second one, a stunt double was not hired for Rob Schneider, which resulted in several injuries for the actor. That's the second one.
All right.
Third one, Schneider was the only main character to take his pay up front and not option for a lower salary to get residuals, as he had a feeling it would be a flop.
Smart.
Okay. Fourth one, Stallone chose Rob Schneider specifically for the scene that Rob's character does a Stallone impersonation, as he knew from behind the scenes of Demolition Man when Schneider would frequently impersonate Sly. And the last one, Rob Schneider wanted to shout "making copies" during the cloning process, and the entire crew thought it was hilarious, but the director rejected it and it never made it in.
If that is made up, good on you. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stallone got fire retardant, Schneider did not. No stunt double for Rob Schneider. Took his pay up front, no residuals. Chose Rob Schneider for his Stallone impersonation, or making copies.
Okay. I'm going to rule out making copies because throughout his career, he hasn't been the type of that graduating class. He hasn't been the type to keep living off of previous bits. And he may have at some point, but like I haven't seen it. So like he did, except for the insurance commercial. I think he did an insurance commercial. Kind of defeats the purpose of my guess right there. Anywho, I digress. I feel like the fire retardant one's really funny, but not true. I think the stunt double one's really funny, but not true. I think the impersonation of Demolition Man, impersonation on the Demolition Man set. No, because when he auditioned for Demolition Man, he probably would have like. I don't know. I just don't like that one. I'm gonna go with the take the pay up front because reasons.
All right, beautiful. Because I wanted to go with Schneider's Stallone impersonation from Demolition Man. Got him the job here.
Oh, you threw your answer right out there. Okay, so Rob, good on you for thinking he didn't rest on his laurels, because that actually he was asked to make a making copies movie, like a copy guy movie, and he said no. I don't want to rest on any of my characters. So you're exactly right.
Plus, that would have sucked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like the caveman movie that they made out of a Geico commercial.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I made that one up, and Chris, you're welcome. The making copies was totally made up.
Was good.
Okay. The stunt double, that was not true. Although it was true that Schneider was injured doing one of his own stunts, but there was a stunt double for him for most of the scenes.
All right, so he got hurt on something they thought wasn't risky enough to use a double for.
Probably the spaghetti machine he was hiding in.
Isn't that hysterical? I thought the same thing. I thought that was very funny. Okay. His impersonation of Stallone was a crew favorite, but had nothing to do with Demolition Man.
Yeah.
That was I just made that up completely.
Nice.
Stallone actually didn't want him. He wanted somebody else. I forget who. Okay. The pay thing was not true. I made that one up. I thought that was a good. I was going off of this is where I dug into your personalities a little bit. I knew Rob respected Rob Schneider as a performer and a public figure. And I'm like, he's gonna think he's wise and smarter than most people, and he's gonna
Good call.
You got me, sir.
So no, the fire retardant is 100% true.
I can't believe that.
That's fucked up.
It's 100%. They actually gave Stallone extra. They're like, he is our big star, extra fire retardant. And Schneider was like, hey,
this is the Robster.
What about me?
Was it like a budget thing though? I mean, like that's not that expensive.
I don't know.
Yeah, just cover it in like Elmer's glue or something.
Like honestly, when I read that fact, I'm like, there's no way they were really in a fire scene. That was all like.
No, I agree. I felt like there was no way there was actually any fire anywhere near them.
And it was Rob Schneider's an interview with him where he actually made that reveal.
Huh.
Speaking of which, a podcast out there called Fly on the Wall with David Spade and Dana Carvey. They have a 2-part Robert Schneider episode that I have not dug into yet. And I wonder if he goes over that at all. Because it's a 2-part episode. He's got to touch on something. So I'm interested to hear it.
Yeah.
Dana Carvey's hilarious too.
Honestly, in the podcast, he's my least favorite. But he has a lot of talent. Yes, I agree.
He had really tasteless sketch comedy make it on the primetime NBC for a minute, and it was fucking awesome.
Yes, that show was epic, and it was a shame it didn't make it.
Yeah.
Aw. Anyway, I honestly thought I didn't try to. Rob was the only person I was kind of trolling in this game. I thought, Chris, you were going to get that one. I wasn't trying to trick you too much at all, but.
I thought that the Schneider Stallone impersonation was perfectly aimed at me because I try to impersonate people on the pod all the time, and therefore I would respect someone who can do good voice work because I strive.
So apparently Rob Schneider improvised that on set, and it pissed off Stallone so much.
That would have been my argument, and that's why I almost didn't go with it. Is because I figured that Sly wouldn't. I've always heard that he's full of himself. So
yeah. Well, I guess he only heard it right on this set. Like during the scene filming, he decided to impersonate him instead of just say the line, and everyone loved it, and Sly hated it, but it made it anyway.
Nice. Yeah, as well it should, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
once again, I thought Rob Schneider was very funny in this movie.
Yeah. The Rob.
Nah. All right, the catch-all.
All right, the right one this time. Here we go.
We're only asking you to pick up what we're throwing down because you're not catching it in the first place. Welcome to the catch-all.
All right, lightning round. I've got a fuck ton. James Earl Jones, voice work in the open. I mean, is that a trope unto itself?
Yeah.
I know. What the hell?
How much do you think he took for that? 10 grand to be there for an hour?
Yeah. Like he was on a layover, and he's like, I could dip out real quick, get this done, get back on my plane with a cool 10 G's.
So I hope they took him. I hope he took them to the cleaners on that one.
Me too. Heavenly Haven isn't heavenly. Who knew? That's a trope too.
Yeah.
City CGI, not bad for 95. Gotta give him some credit there.
Not bad. Yeah,
that was pretty good.
For context, it's the first Mortal Kombat came out in 95, and the CGI sucked.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Smaller budget though.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a little more credit I'm throwing their way. Here's a funny line from the movie. Eat recycled food. Good for the environment and okay for you.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That immediately sounds like it's poisonous to me. But that's why I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a little nitpick for you guys. You tell me, was it a riot in the beginning or a block war?
They said block war several times, but it appeared to be a riot. And I think, are those the same thing?
Well, it seemed like 2 blocks were going at it, but the judges were calling it a riot over there, like CBs.
All right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. So pick one, you know. How does the gun store grenades and countless ammo, flares and such? How does that lawmaker gun, I think they call it, that's like a big pistol, have multiple grenades, signal flares, and thousands of rounds of ammo inside it?
Future
tech.
Future tech.
However, future tech cannot trace Judge Dredd. I think I might be spoiling something later.
Ooh, okay. I'm curious. I don't think you are spoiling anything, but we'll see. 2 times in this movie was Dredd saved by an enemy he didn't realize was alive or didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
Diane Lane shoots a guy he thought was dead, and the Chief Justice shoots a cop that, not a judge, like whatever they are, like policemen.
Yeah.
That was hunting him down that he didn't see. I thought it was funny that there's Mega City 1, there's Mega City 2 out in California instead of like New York area. And then there's Texas City, of course. Because Texas couldn't be Mega City 3. They had to be Texas City. Rico is a lame bad guy name.
Yeah.
It is.
Stallone going way over the top, I thought really, really trying in this ridiculous movie. Like, I think he thought he was Oscar nominee worthy in this one.
Like, if this were his last movie, it'd be his swan song.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it felt like to me.
He had a lot of influence in the way this was filmed. Like, he wanted it to be an action movie with comedy, like I said in the worst production, and a lot of the lines and the way it was acted and the way it was all him. And boy, what a disappointment.
Yeah, I completely agree. Just want to shout out to Diane Lane. How you doing? It's good to see you in this movie. It's good to see you in any movie. Is Dredd a nihilist?
No, because he believes. No, because nihilists don't believe in anything, and he believes in the law.
Okay, so he's more of a cynic, I guess.
Like a determinist, like philosophically speaking. Like,
yeah, determinist is good.
Yeah, because like he believes in structure, and he believes that he's a part of that construct, and he probably thinks everything's predestined for him. So just put faith in the powers that be, and que sera, sera.
Yeah, I don't know. It just felt like to me he checked out.
He's a bit of a sociopath.
Yeah,
in terms of just all reason and logic and nothing else. No empathy.
Yeah.
True. I felt like the future. I'm going to knock him on this. I felt like the future was not very futuristic.
It had Futurama vibes, where it's just like the year 2000, but like you have wildly impractical gadgets that like do like the same thing that your old tech did.
Pawn shops are always evil.
Yeah.
That's a trope, yes.
Rico fixed the AVC warrior by connecting one wire.
Yeah.
I was so happy when that happened. I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
What a genius he is. He just like reconnected one like HDMI cord that wasn't plugged in. So totally stupid.
Short side story. We're renting a house, and there was a really, really, really old oven in the wall, and it had some kind. I turned the timer on for the oven. It was a manual timer. It wasn't digital, so you had to like crank it, and it clicked, clicked, even after it was done clicking. So it was a non-stop click. So I opened it up, tried to like fix it with like a couple wires, and I ended up destroying the entire oven.
Nice.
So connecting 2 wires usually does not result in anything positive.
Yeah.
No, definitely not. Speaking of going in and like fixing small things, Mom, you're going to hear this tomorrow. I fixed your clock in your car.
Was it off by 2 minutes?
It was off by 17 minutes.
Was it 17 minutes late?
Yeah.
Is it the logic world? If I see it and I think I'm 17 minutes late, I'll get there faster because I'll hurry up. Is it?
I don't know. And Ma, I'm really sorry if I'm going to make you late tomorrow.
Yep.
She gets to the store. She's like, "Why is the store not open yet?"
Son of a bitch.
I feel like we should talk a little bit more about that, like RoboCop inspired giant mechanical thing that was kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
It was totally cool.
It was super cool.
It was badass, and there should have been more of that.
Yeah,
I agree. Okay, judges can also legally defend someone like a lawyer.
Yeah.
Judge Hershey is also very well versed in attorney stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Did not understand why she was his representation. Maybe they would have had a better argument if it was a lawyer and not someone who shoots people all day.
Yeah, and she'd make a better character witness just alone.
Good point.
That was a really horrible courtroom scene. Like, I've seen enough Law and Order to know that did not go according to any kind of structure or protocol. It was bad news.
Yeah, agreed. I felt it was funny because Hershey's like, you can't tell who is in that video, and then they're like, but he yells Dredd, so must have been. Oh, and I know that you have a brother that just escaped prison, but your DNA was on the gun. It could have been your brother, but like, we're assuming it was not an airtight case, but it was like, there's no way around it. You know, it's what they were trying to portray, but it wasn't that at all. Guy tries to stab Dredd, explosions from rocket launcher, accidental gunfire, crash, all that shit, too much. Then cannibals. I mean, Bob said it already, but just what the fuck was that side story? It was just way too much.
Yeah.
That was a side quest that became a completely different video game.
Yeah, that was like that part of Joe Dirt when the Silence of the Lambs guys like trapped him and put him in a well.
Yeah, Buffalo Bob.
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
Classic.
just to give you credit, Bob, I said that Mean, the cyborg, is really cool looking.
Yeah.
But he was cool looking. Like, whatever they did with the makeup, like, there was a guy in there, and it was pretty cool.
That was sick.
Yeah. I thought so too.
Full props to them.
Speaking of props, Stallone's judge tattoo is a wet paper towel tattoo.
Yeah, rub on. Sure.
Was really bad looking. How does Dredd know that turning Mean's knob will turn him off? What if you put him in like hyper horny mode and now he's like pumping it?
He wants rape for lunch. Yeah, I mean, he saw him turn it one way, but like you don't know like what those toggles are. I mean,
that's right. Don't turn it left.
Yeah.
He turned him up to 11. Fuck. So many stormtroopers, by the way.
Yeah.
A trope that we haven't mentioned in a while, but it's true here.
Especially in the block fight, or what do you call it? The riot. Oh my god, so much.
Yeah, block war, riot, whatever it was. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
The baby removal CGI bullshit.
Yeah.
That looked terrible. It didn't look like a guy was in command of that like console at all either.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't like clicking a mouse or anything. He was just like, look at this, and then it did stuff, but he didn't click anything. Or I just felt like the whole scene was really clunky and ugly.
It was clunky.
Is it Joseph and Rico Dredd?
Yeah.
I guess.
I mean, so they were genetically engineered,
I have no idea. I think.
And they gave Dredd a full name, and they gave Rico a single name.
Yeah, but it's Rico Dredd, right?
It's just Rico.
So
Suave.
So my point is, when Judge Dredd, be it Rico or Joe, because Rico was a judge, bursts into the that kind of famous actor who is in Marquis Salamone and Morelli commercials.
Dr. Kane from basketball, yeah, dude.
Yeah. He is the news reporter. He stands up and he goes, Dredd, no, or whatever. And they use that surveillance footage as damage evidence. He's not wrong, because that's Rico Dredd, the judge.
Right, true.
Who's still alive and just escaped from prison. So I hated that. My whole life is a lie, says Stallone, as the Chief Justice explains to him the whole situation, which was put forward in a very here's a hurried explanation of what happened to you and Rico, And let's shove it into 2 minutes in a whispery, dying voice, and then Stallone has to be like, Rico, my brother, Rico, and then he's like, my whole life is a lie. Just like, I don't know, my whole life is a lie. Is that a trope? I feel like it's tropey.
Yeah,
I feel like it falls into the same. Yeah,
I thought his mentor getting stabbed through the stomach, and then 10 minutes later he's able to tell a full story is just beyond reason. Yeah. But what am I gonna say?
Yeah,
good point. Okay, so we mentioned this before, but I said nobody has incinerator pipes that big.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dredd goes back for Fergie in the incinerator pipe trope.
Yeah.
Of course, the less athletic guy falls down, and then the hero has to decide if he's going to risk his life. Blah, blah, blah. Last comment on the incinerator pipes, or as Stallone would call them, tubes.
Yeah.
Why are the flames coming from behind them if they're running into the incinerator tube that shoots the flames out of the city?
I thought the same thing. I don't know. I don't get it.
The flames should be coming at them.
And they start in the middle, I guess, but that makes no sense.
No. Yeah, it's just wrong. They just assumed that we wouldn't think about it.
And the flame comes out and they wait like 3 seconds. They're like, okay, go. So you only have 30 to get through that, man. You got 27 now.
And apparently Schneider can't stand up on his own. He needs help.
Yeah.
He's like a damsel.
Yeah, I'll say. Cloned adults in 8 hours. It seems like they skipped the whole fetus phase, toddler phase.
It is the future.
Young adult phase.
You know?
Sci-fi, baby.
Future.
Evil German man shot himself for no reason.
That was great.
Yeah.
I was cheering. I'm like, please aim lower.
Yeah.
You don't have the balls anymore. Yeah, I mean, he's like, oh, are you so sure that the police are going to be on your side? And then he shoots himself, and they come in, and he's like, he killed the judges.
Like he didn't have to shoot himself. Exactly, nothing.
Okay, motorbike chase was awful CGI wise.
Yep,
it really was bad.
It was bad. Apparently, one of the frames there's a complete CGI sly on the cycle. Yeah, I read that.
I gotta go back.
Yeah, I think it was right before he pulled up and went like vertical or whatever. But no, it was when they were flying like just over the heads of the crowd.
Okay. That makes sense. You wouldn't. It was so fast a flash that you wouldn't be able to make him out.
Right. It's how dumb.
It's dumb. 4 big needles seems like a primitive DNA collector.
Yeah.
Like all aimed at each other.
Wait, what?
All the needles were aimed at each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like it seemed like that's going to like destroy your arm forever. That thing.
Yeah.
Clones still have 2 hours before they are born, according to the computer. They're wide awake. Yeah. Like we're looking at them. Stallone, Dredd, and Rico are looking at them, and the clone is like,
yeah,
like looking at them, like you gonna let me out of here? Or I have more problems with those clones. How do the clones know who they're fighting for when they get out of the bath?
They're programmed from the future.
How do they know how to fight?
Future.
How do they know anything?
Future.
The end of this movie looks remarkably similar to the end of Demolition Man, and like the cryo chamber prison scene.
Also in the future.
Remarkable.
And then finally, well, no, actually, it's not. I have one more thing to say. What happens to the 65% finished, hatched, helpless, skinless, confused, no doubt dying of skinlessness clones?
They probably died.
What happens to them?
Yeah, they're dead.
Future.
Yeah,
future stuff.
I just wrote. I wrote. Finally, what a shitty end.
Yeah.
What a shitty, stupid end to a movie.
Uh-huh.
Rob, your alternate ending, please.
Yes.
Bad credit name. World.
Oh, you could do this. Oh, you could do that. Oh, you could do this. Oh, you could do that.
Your call is very important to us.
Just pick one.
Dredd gets called to the site of a school shooting, but forgets the protocol for those situations. That is it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. My first day back is next Monday.
Oh. Suck. Fucking school.
Close to home.
That was heavy.
When I graduated college, me and a few people, we drove by the university, and like when the new semester started, we were like, "Have fun at school, nerds!" And no one heard us, but we were amused.
Darsh.
Darsh.
Bad credit names.
Bad credit names. Bad credit names. Bad credit names. Yeah.
They're not labeled. I'm sorry, guys.
Roy Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Alf Newville.
Okay.
Rusty Case.
I don't know why that tickled me so much. I love it.
I don't know. It sounds like a detective or something.
It's a distress carrier from an iPhone 6.
Yeah, it sounds like a thing.
Yeah, it does. Stephen Eels.
All right.
Huh.
As in multiple.
Yeah.
Vincent Bugsy Clark. It wasn't in parentheses.
Nice.
Dig Wayne. Okay. You don't hear the name Dig very often.
No, definitely Dig Wayne.
I do too. Huggy Lever.
Nice. Hot.
These last two are going to be a little tough for me to say without like giggling in between. Leslie Shats.
Yeah, that hits our demographic.
Yeah.
That's going in the write-up.
This one.
Someone's name's going in the write-up.
The winner this week, though, I cannot believe this is true. This is a name that I saw in the credits, okay?
Okay.
I'm going to say the first name first. Bayless. Not too bad, right?
Yeah.
Glasscock.
I dig it. Bayless Glasscock.
Bayless Glasscock. Okay.
Oh, boy.
Moving on, let's compare the movies.
Let's do this.
I'm sorry. I had to. I mean, the name was there. I can't not write it down. I have to say it. Mom, I fixed the clock. I'm sorry about Bayless Glasscock. All right. Hot to Trot. Judge Dredd. Worst of its kind, negative 47.2 and worse. Hot to Trot takes that one over. Negative 41.6 and worst for Judge Dredd.
Okay.
I mean, it's not even 6% different.
It was a 0, right?
Yeah. Hot to Trot was a 0.
Yeah, can't beat that.
No. My pitch won last week with a 4%. Well, yeah, last week with a 4 for Hot to Trot. Yeah? Is that right?
Yeah.
So
it was a 4.
Rob, you got a 3.83. That means that you allowed Judge Dredd to take this one. Because your pitch was 0.17 less stars than mine. So there. No, but nice pitch, man. A little sugar
cool.
there for the vinegar.
That wasn't back.
Huh?
I was like, that wasn't backhanded at all. That's fine.
All right, what dialogue was worse? I say Hot to Trot by a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I don't know what's going to be worse than that. For production, marketing to families, but writing for adults. Does that sound about right, Bob, for Hot to Trot?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. And then for Judge Dredd, great potential wasted, and they tried to do too much. What's worse?
I'm gonna give it to Dredd on this one because at least you have some really funny cognitive dissonance with Hot to Trot. But like Dredd frustrated me because it could have been a great sci-fi, could have been a great action. It could have been a great any of those things if it just like stayed in the right lane.
Right, Hot to Trot was a straightforward comedy. Whether it was for kids or adults, it was a straightforward comedy. It was not trying to do two different, possibly 3 to 4 different things at once, and Judge Dredd suffered from that.
All right, sounds like we're going Dredd for that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about we do acting first, and then we'll throw it to our offensive minigame.
Okay.
Very offensive. Who do you feel like was the worst crew as far as acting?
I have a hard time with this because I feel like Hot to Trot, they did what they were asked to do, although it was a really horrible script and a really horrible story. And Dredd, it's the same thing. I don't know.
You had some A-listers on Dredd, but also like it's tough with the creative control. Like Bob was saying, like if you're given, you can polish a turd all you want, it's still a pile of shit. But I would say Dredd, based on expectations, Dredd had worse. You don't go to see the latest Bobcat Goldthwait joint expecting to see like A+ thespianism.
You don't, because he's a terrible actor.
Counterpoint. Fuck it. I will. Let's put it this way: I will watch Dredd again. I will not watch Hot to Trot again.
Never.
That's my tiebreaker in my head. Like, which one, gun to head? I would rather watch Dredd. That's the slogan right there.
I don't think that anyone in Judge Dredd mailed it in the way that Candy Graham did in Hot to Trot.
Yeah.
Right. I really think that John Candy was like, fuck this movie. Even though Rico was maybe the worst actor I've ever seen, at least he was giving it his all.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Rob Schneider pushes me over the edge to say Hot to Trot is worse because Schneider was hilarious.
So it's 3-2 heading into our offensive minigame.
All right.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
Can't wait.
We're going to start with Dredd. That's going to be the thread is Dredd first and then Hot to Trot.
Okay.
Right.
Homophobic rape suggestion joke, or let's just call it a rape suggestion joke, because I was told that it's not homophobic, and I have been corrected. So a rape joke, or calling a horse a homophobic. That's why I compared the two. Calling a horse a homophobic F-word slur in a kid's movie.
Yeah, that was the worst.
Yeah, just because it's geared for kids. If it wasn't geared for kids, I would say the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, he literally, John Candy said it.
Yeah, even if it wasn't for kids, come on.
Yeah, no movie should you be allowed to get away with that.
No.
It was the 80s.
Not since Blazing Saddles could you get away with that.
Okay, fair enough. I'll give you that.
Firing a grenade in public or samurai floor shop.
Ooh, grenade, in my opinion.
Grenade.
Wow. Okay, that brings us to the bonus round.
Yeah. I just love going to the bonus round. That's why I said that.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I thought that. Hey, I always have a bonus round, except for if it's Geostorm versus Howard the Duck, because what's his face? Jeffrey Jones won because he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
All right, here you go. Judge's retirement celebration starvation.
Yeah.
Or equestrian immigration threats.
That's
when it comes to bad taste, it's the immigration.
Yeah.
I agree.
I'll give it to Bob on that one.
If it was funnier to me, it'd be the retirement thing.
Yeah, what the fuck? Happy retirement. Go eat some sand, you fucking loser. All right. Good though, because Hot to Trot defends with a 4-2 against Dredd, which feels right.
Yeah,
It feels right.
it's a worse movie,
and it's our first multiple comparison winner. It won 2. That's the first of the season.
All right.
Yeah, this season has changed hands many times. You're right.
It has. Okay, that's what I've got. Why don't we plug the website and then play us out with Rico Case after Bob gets in his last word. Oh, and thank you, listeners.
Oh, is that now?
Yes.
Sure.
I'm in the middle of buying a house. My stress level is through the roof, and the podcast is the only thing getting me through.
Well, there you go, Chef Craig. That's something for you.
Yeah.
Somebody buying a house and feeling the stress of that. Chef Craig, I'm shouting you out. Bob knows your pain. Rob, go for it.
I'm renting for another 8 years, probably. Okay, here we go. TheWorstMovieEverMade.com.
You know, you should congratulate me right now, because I'm about to be a daddy. And you're being very, very rude. You don't know what you're doing. The next batch of Janus judges are not going to be the puppets that you want. They're going to be my brothers and sisters, and mine to control. I can't let you do this. You're both insane. I have to stop all this.
I'm sorry, Chief Justice. The ABC robot is not tied into my main processor.
You know, you're going to get with this high-tech stuff. Robot! Rip his arms and legs off. No! You save his head for last. I don't want him to miss anything. Anything!
That guy sucks.
I'm stopping the video. Bye.